Also fix the brackets in the screen. Just saying.
Okay.
Production is being really angry about it.
All right. I moved it down.
She's complaining to me now. She's complaining to me.
Right, I moved it down.
You know what that means if she's complaining to me?
It's fine. I moved it down. I do have to refresh it though.
Well, here we are at Nightshade LE. We have our red Zerg play for Alpha X Latin? Alpha X Latin?
LatAm.
It's DarkUnnamed.
So if you didn't know, that stands for Latin America. LatAm.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. Yes! Sporting in the top left-hand corner of Nightshade LE, we have the American Terran player representing Alpha X. It is Vindicta.
That's an interesting Overlord scout path.
Yeah, I saw it as well. I'm like, he's like scouting for proxies. Okay, interesting. Like both his overlords.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like,
yeah,
like that. This Overlord is probably gonna go to the Overlord spot, and the first Overlord is gonna go into the side of the map.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting and really cool that DarkUnnamed, like he's a solid Bolivian player, if you weren't unaware. And he's like, you know what? I don't want to get cheesed out. You know, I can take this guy in a macro game, which we'll see if he can. DarkUnnamed, he's a solid player. He's like pretty regularly makes it to like the semis of Sentimental Latino. But it's also important to bear in mind that in tournaments like Sentimental Latino, like that doesn't include players like Cham or like Special, who we have here today as kind of like the top Latin American players, period.
Nah, Vindicta's gonna win. USA.
We'll see. Interesting that this Overlord didn't head out across the map. It's still staying here.
Yeah, probably just, checking for the third, make sure like no shenanigans going down.
Yeah.
Like
I like
bunker.
it. It's very safe. I like it. May want to incorporate this myself. Don't know.
Yeah, but then you don't get the Overlord to the
Yeah.
space. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So what I do is I just generally send my second Overlord send my first Overlord to the natural, and then I send it off. And then I usually just have my Zerglings go to the third.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it looks like the Reaper was trying to catch the Lings. The Lings did back off instead. Of course, they had to take care of this bunker.
See, I told you, bunker.
Yeah.
Check for the bunker. And it was like, oh, no, bunker. Okay.
Yeah, like it would be annoying if the Lings went across the map and then he went to place down the third and then there was a bunker there. It's like, oh, like I need units here to like clear this up to expand faster. So yeah, it's cool.
Pretty standard openings from both players, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I've just been thinking about a burrito right now, I'm sorry.
Fucking hell.
I had a burrito today and I'm thinking about another burrito.
Wow. The way you said it made it sound like you were cheating on the previous burrito that you ate. You're like, I had a burrito today, but I'm thinking about a different burrito that wasn't the one that I ate. It's like, wow.
I'm thinking about like having another burrito. Like, I would like another burrito. Burritos are good, man. You can't deny that.
That's true. They are pretty good. They're pretty good. Very filling as well, though, I'd say, depending on what kind of burrito you get.
I want a chicharron burrito.
Oh. Okay. But yeah, as you were saying, it's pretty standard 1-1-1 opener coming out from Vindicta. Banshee opener at that. You know, we don't see any BCs, you don't see any Ravens or anything like that. I do want to quickly mention something that happened recently, because I know that you don't watch like much of.
Did you get a burrito?
No, much of the ANZ scene. But something that's really out of fashion, something that's really not too common is Raven openers in TvZ. And we saw that a lot coming out from a returning Australian Terran pro, Hut. He did nothing but that against Miyamaika, and he actually won his series. And everyone was like, "What? Like, this is crazy! Like, no one does this anymore. Like, it's just not a thing." But yeah,
But that's Miyamaika.
That's true. That's very true.
But roaches have been shown from DarkUnnamed, so Vindicta having to back away. Good thing he went Banshees, because Banshees are pretty good against roaches and Ravagers. Just a little bit, you know.
Yeah, they are pretty good. That's like your ideal unit. You know, Ravagers, they can't shoot up. Sorry, roaches can't shoot up. Ravagers kind of can. They can kind of shoot up.
They can throw, they don't shoot.
But you know,
Banshees are out, you know, just I think this will be defended pretty well.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple SCVs will go down, but I don't think anything too crazy. The bunker is being repaired, just kidding, it just died. But these Banshees should be able to handle all this, clean this up pretty well.
I mean, this will be cleaned up, but will he lose too much? 5 workers went down, all the Hellions, or maybe a couple more workers actually.
Still ahead.
Yeah, still ahead.
Still ahead.
This is accurate. This isn't per Hark levels of commitment where you just don't drone up at all. You know, there are a couple of drones going down. We have a Spire coming down as well for DarkUnnamed, which I do really appreciate. And I do like this as well. You know, actually, oh, yo, is he gonna find a way in?
Go, do it.
It's too late. He missed the
It's
signing.
still a hole.
There is still a hole.
Still a hole. If it was an engineering bay, it would have been plugged up, but that's still a hole. Drones are being taken down the other side. 9 drones in total. I don't know if Vindicta's gonna go in and try to scout the main with the Banshees or whatnot, but seeing that all 6 gases are probably taken, probably could send something coming. The Zergers are in the hole and gonna kill off that tank?
What? Maybe both tanks.
Maybe.
The repair.
Repair?
The repair.
Pick up? Oh, no pickup.
Didn't even need it.
Yeah. One Banshee does get taken down from the looks of it, and
Yeah.
I think it was like what 9 drones kills. Pretty decent. Pretty good.
Yeah, that was a surprising amount of damage. It's always unfortunate where like you're like, all right, Banshees are coming. I'm gonna spore up, and then the Banshees just end up getting like the rallying drones in between the bases. It's like so
1-1 is done for Vindicta, but still no turrets in any of their bases. So I feel like these mutas can do damage and catch Vindicta off guard if a DarkUnnamed doesn't show them off just yet. Question is, will DarkUnnamed be able to handle the upcoming push? But I think mutas were shown. I saw a few Marines trying to stim in, catch some off guard. So turrets are being built now. Creep is being cleared. Marines are just running around trying to do something.
I'm a little bit worried. There's no ground army here. I was gonna say that this army doesn't look too imposing, but DarkUnnamed, he spent everything on these mutalists and he doesn't have any Ling Bane to deal with this. He's gonna lose his third.
Yeah, I was gonna say there is no army from DarkUnnamed, so that third is gone. All the drones from there are probably dead. Roaches have been more, but it's a little too late now.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Roaches, oh my god, is he gonna just kill up all? He's gonna kill up all these drones.
Yeah, I think there's just too many. There's too much Marines here. Like DarkUnnamed was being a little bit too greedy, was droning up and.
+1/+1's good.
No, it's pretty good. You know what else is good?
Stim.
1-1 stim against no ground army. That's also it's also pretty good.
You know what's not good?
What?
Just going mutas.
Accurate. It looked like it was odd because he went for that Ling run by where when he killed that tank and he saw the amount of Marines at the third base. Like he saw like the units. I guess he just wasn't expecting Vindicta to push out after losing one of his tanks. Yeah, it was a little bit odd, and DarkUnnamed, he was just caught completely off guard. Yeah, sometimes that just happens. Sometimes Marines just push out, and you know, what are you gonna do? Marines.
just push out. I think they were checking if we were ready or not, but we started going, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just tell Enki that we were ready.
Yeah, yeah.
You should tell him. Be like, Enki, ¿cómo está? He's a Spanish caster, right?
Yes, yes. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Well, here in the top right corner of the map, we have a red Zerg player playing for Team Alpaca X Latin America. It is DarkUnnamed.
Eternal Empire.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Eternal Empire LE, we have the American Terran player representing Alpha X, not Latin America. It is Vindicta.
So you can tell Enki how he's doing. ¿Cómo está, Enki? Bien, ¿y tú?
Yeah, Enki, he's a good guy. He actually casts GSL in Spanish. He's the official Spanish stream for GSL.
Oh, dude, what a baller! We're casting with the superstar.
Yeah,
Hell
boy.
Yeah,
Enki, he's the regular caster for Battle of the Americas. He also does other things as well, like he casts other tournaments. So it's cool to see him here. Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't cast Infinite Latino because GSL is on the same day, so he has to cast GSL instead. Yeah, it's a good guy. Have you listened to Spanish casters or Spanish streams for StarCraft 2 before?
dude, I really want to now. I want to hear him go GG. Like, you know how they, like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
in football they go goal.
Yeah. I love it.
Sounds amazing.
I love listening to Spanish casters. Whether like
does he go Mass GG? Does he do it? I really want to.
Not as much as others. Like I've seen, there's a lot of Spanish casters. I've seen Horace, like he has like a casting team as well, and they get really into it. And I just love it when they do that. Like especially during Copa America, they just go ham. It's great. Oh my god, he's doing it again.
Listen, oh shit, it's Bunker.
Yeah.
Engineering bay?
Yeah. So
I guess Bunker's less expensive.
Yeah. I mean, if you've been watching GSL, like, Tasia didn't. He popularized it a little bit. Like ever since then, like everyone's like, hey, you know what? Bunker is pretty good. We've even seen a couple of Terrans finish the bunker, and then just put their Reaper inside it just to be even more annoying. So yeah, it's interesting how things have changed.
Yeah, you gotta slow down the Zerg, and that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh, meanwhile, we have a pretty different opening, not a 1-1-1, instead getting a faster third CC.
You know what this means?
What does this mean?
Battle cruisers. I'm just kidding. It's not battle cruisers. It could be battle cruisers.
What are you even saying?
It's not battle cruisers.
No, this means mech. All right.
Watch, it's gonna mix them right now. You're gonna be like, it's not mech.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird. But yeah, so far he hasn't really done anything with his tech lab. I guess he's just waiting for his start port, which makes me question this opening build. It feels a little bit inefficient, but yeah, it's fine. All right, it started.
Yeah. So what's he gonna make? Viking, dropship, lib.
Viking. I was gonna say lib. There it is. Oh! Wow, what a big brain! The Link came in and scouted the opener, and then he canceled everything and switched everything around.
That's what you call genius.
Wow. So, and if we look at DarkUnnamed Vision, yeah, he sees the tech lab on the racks and he sees it researching. So he has no idea what's coming. Wow.
Which is again for DarkUnnamed, so probably same kind of push, same kind of early roach push, perhaps.
Yeah.
A lot less links though, so maybe not. Just probably roaches for defense and just droning up the third. Probably doesn't want to die to anything crazy.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, because like the Overlords, there aren't really any across the map. There's just the one, and it doesn't spot the Banshee either. So this is going to completely catch him off guard. There are no spores ready, no extra queens either. Just the injecting queens and one more as a spare. So these Banshees last game they killed 9 workers. We could see a lot more this game.
That we can. He canceled the Viking. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
He canceled.
Make sure.
Yeah.
We'll see where this bench is gonna hit. Hitting the extractor first, probably not the best thing, but now use a cloak to get some drones. No reaction from DarkUnnamed, not pulling out any, but the overseer is done, so the queens are trying to push it away. Get that
He's gonna catch it.
Okay, I'm gonna catch it. Rip in pepperonis.
I love how in the big brain play where he hides it, he only kills 4 workers. But in the game where he got scouted, he killed 9.
I mean, to be fair, the 9 he got were from the rallying.
I know.
Rallying ones. He should have probably like sent the Hellions to like attack somewhere as well, kind of like bait the queens out.
Yeah, at the same time. Yeah, just to pull the queens away.
Yeah. Unfortunate timing for these Hellions as those roaches just popped out of their eggs right as the Hellions just came in. So those Hellions didn't do as much damage as they could, but they still get 4 drones, which is pretty nice.
Yeah,
it's actually trying to do something, but hopefully these queens don't kill it. Hopefully.
Yeah, it does get away from the queens, so you know there is still the threat of the Banshee out there for DarkUnnamed. Meanwhile, he is starting to push out with his Roach Ravager. Defensively, what does Vindicta have? Not much at his third. He does have 2 tanks. He just has to make sure he positions them accordingly, which he may not. He may end up pushing out. Like these armies could end up missing each other. In which case, I want to give the edge to Vindicta. Like his army is actually looking pretty good right now.
And 1-1 is about to finish as well, so
yeah,
it's probably gonna finish up the 1-1 and push out, and when that happens, probably will have a strong attack. DarkUnnamed probably seeing that the army's pushing out is gonna go for the third straight away, and with the army out of position for Vindicta, is this gonna be a little sus? Vial's going down, taking out a couple supply depots. The wall is broken. The army is pulling back, but these roaches and ravagers doing crazy amounts of damage. A lot of SCVs are going down, and this hurts.
Yeah, I was very surprised that he pulled back. I thought he was just going to go for it, and we'd end up like in a weird base trade scenario. But now this is the best case scenario for DarkUnnamed. He's even going for the NG base, maybe able to get a cancel, but he does get pushed away. And honestly, yeah, I feel like this is best case scenario for DarkUnnamed. Like,
it's very true. Very minimal units dying for DarkUnnamed, while 23 SCVs did go down for Vindicta, putting Vindicta down in a really odd position, having to use medevac drops instead of actually having the tank support and pushing out across to mess up the 4th for DarkUnnamed. Wonder, is DarkUnnamed trying to go for this? I guess, yeah. Roaches at home, being able to defend while... Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of this. DarkUnnamed, he's pushing in. He's going to lose everything here on this side of the map. And that's quite costly, especially when you invested so much into Roach Ravager. He did hold at his 4th though, and he did keep it alive, so he does have that going for him, to be fair. But I honestly, I really have concerns about this army and how it scales against this. Like 2-2's about to finish up.
It was a very weird exchange. I think it was trying to like trade out supply, but wasn't very efficient.
Yeah.
In my opinion, more dropships are pushing out. Changeling is going to see what's up ahead, but defensively, I think Vindicta looks pretty good. It's got a few siege tanks, got the the bio rallying over, which is nice. And DarkUnnamed is just trying to figure out when he can pounce. Just checking to see how big the army is. It must be having a hunch that there are drops everywhere. Not even a cancel at that 5th. Oh, that's depressing. Well, another drop at the natural. Roaches are trying to rally over to defend, but getting an extractor, which isn't ideal, but still killing off some units.
Yeah, the problem is that DarkUnnamed, he's being so indecisive with this army. He hasn't done anything with it at all. And finally, he's starting to push into the 3rd base, which is kind of undefended. So he is able to do that at least, but he's lost so much in the process.
Yeah, Vindicta's wasn't really looking at his drops, was kind of being distracted by other things. Literally dropping right on top of a spore crawler, but that's fine. More focused on defending his bases, which in my opinion is probably the better move. And I don't know, DarkUnnamed's got to get out of this roach tech, got to move into something else. It's just all roaches and ravagers, and pretty much maxed out with only like 2 ravagers, honestly. And
and
bio tank, it's not that great.
Exactly. The problem is, hey, he's maxed out, and Vindicta's at 140 supply. Vindicta's army is still better. That's the problem.
Probably better upgraded too, I think. DarkUnnamed got +2 attack and 1 armor. This is a pretty good pick off. Getting that tank was really good. But yeah, Vindicta's just kind of feel like there's better placements for those tanks, but they're all right. Just the problem is constantly having to lift up that CC whenever there's an attack coming. But all these tanks hitting these roaches, doing a lot of damage to these roaches. Essentially, these tanks can clean up those roaches fairly easily. And
Vindicta, his bio army kills all the roaches to the north. He's going to clean up everything is natural as well. The engineering base, even though they're exposed, like they still live throughout this, and 3-3 is on the way. His drop was able to kill a bunch of workers as well.
Vindicta!
Yeah, Vindicta's looking really good right now. I mean, we do have a Spire on the way, which is questionable. I was gonna say it's nice that like he's not just going for Roach Ravager, you know. A Spire is on the way, but like Mutas I feel like aren't gonna do much. What are your thoughts on this?
No Baling Nest from DarkUnnamed, which is really odd. I don't know, the Muta switch is nice, but it's gonna you need some kind of like buffer, and roaches aren't gonna do it. It needs that AoE splash from the Banelings and Zergling, the mass numbers of Zerglings. Their Liberator is taking shots at the 13 drones 14 drones have been killed, which is Milkncookiesss. But Mutas are coming out. Mutas might do some kind of damage and might prevent the drops, but in an army to army fight, I don't think they're not gonna do anything.
Yeah. Vindicta actually threw down a mule to repair the Liberator. That was interesting to say the least. And you know, he picks up a couple of medevacs. This is nice, but DarkUnnamed is down 12 workers to Vindicta. And Vindicta, it did take him a long time to establish his 3rd base, but he finally has it established. He's on 3 base economy right now. He's looking, his army supply is quite small, but still he has 3-3 already. Like his army is so strong, even though it's like so much smaller. And yeah,
3-3 is really good, and having those Mutas out like kind of put halt on the roach production, so there aren't as many roaches for DarkUnnamed as there should be. But these Mutas do get cleaned up by 5 Marines, which is, you know, great. Marines are a good unit, and all Vindicta pretty much has to do is just stim and win.
Yeah, he doesn't even need the tanks. He can just push in with his bio. The Ravagers fall, the Roaches fall, and there it is. GG. Vindicta, the 2-0.
Vindicta is the winner.
That was awful. That was... What was that?
It's my cool joke. Wasn't it a good joke?
All right. And I do want to see, as we get out of this series, Vindicta does go to the semifinals. Meanwhile, all the other quarterfinals matches are starting up. We have Chem versus Schalke. Chem, of course, 2-0'd Dimaga.
Oh, you said Dimaga.
Yeah, sorry, I said it. No, Dimega.
Yeah, great success.
No. And I just got updated that special 2-0'd ET Pwn home. Wow.
Yo, can we go to Nina versus Patty Mac?
I want to get into Patty Mac.